If you go, I'm plugging Top Vlog. I have a video up there about this, about making this list. So there's my plug.
Good. I love it.
I'm doing an article, and I'm calling her a full-time professional duelist, right? Because that's what she is. She fights. Like, that's the only thing that you hear about her, is that she's fighting with someone else, and it's like, again and again and again. It's this whole media flame war, and she's been able to monetize this. It's like that's basically what her last 2 books have been, are flaming people that she doesn't like, and mainly Levi Johnston. Right? And anybody who's
no, it's true, and it reminds me of the old WWF. I'm sure they still do it in the WWE. But like, the guy who comes out from behind a curtain, hits you with the chair, and runs away, and then.
Right.
Exactly. Like center of attention.
Right, and they go, exactly, and they bloviate before the fight, and it's like this whole thing, and it's not exactly, this is a little bit, I would hate to say it's more real than that, but I just said it. So I made this list, and when I first made it, there was like 40 people, right, which seems like so much. That's a lot of people. She's only been out for, 2 years? And then it just started growing, and now, as of this morning, it's 75 people. 75 people that in the last 30 months that she has had a flame war with, that they've attacked her and she's attacked back. So like Meghan McCain, who says critical things about her all the time, she hasn't, said anything bad about her. So she's not on the list. But Aaron Sorkin is now.
Oh, definitely on her enemies list.
And Julian Assange. Is that who we're talking? Assange.
Yeah. And so, by the way, this is an old media trick, like Donald Trump does this all the time. Like Trump,
Johnny Carson was infamous for this. I mean, he was really the king of this kind of shtick,
right?
Of like having this kind of media, animosity and this
right.
whole thing.
Like Trump, you'll notice, like when he's not getting enough attention, will randomly flame someone.
That's true.
It's
true.
Like he did it against Rosie O'Donnell once. He just randomly, out of the blue, was
She's
like,
the disgusting slob, and it's like,
right.
Okay, apropos of what?
Exactly, just to keep his name. Because here's another thing you don't know about Trump. I think people learn stuff on the show. I'm under that misimpression. Okay, like Trump is as far as real estate and businessman, it was a disaster.
Yeah,
okay?
Absolutely.
Everything he touched went bankrupt. Okay, and he himself was in bankruptcy. How he made his money back is twofold. One, he did this great trick, which is now the scourge of our lives, and partly the same thing that caused the economic collapse. He took his companies public, so his casinos in Atlantic City, which were a disaster, he took them public, right? But in doing so, he's like, well, okay, great, I don't own them anymore, but I made a tremendous amount of money selling them to the public, plus I will now run it, and I will make millions as the executive that is running it.
Right.
Now, eventually, the shareholders took the hit. They all went bankrupt, right? Mm-hmm. But what does he care? He sucked off the money as the executive, right? And in the original public offering. And now that's what the banks are doing, right? Okay, what do I care if the shareholders eventually go bankrupt? I'm going to suck out the money as an executive. So that was trick number 1, which is clever, right? Mm-hmm. And then trick number 2 is selling his name. So all those Trump buildings now, not necessarily all of them, but a lot of them are now not built by him, owned by him, etc. He licenses his name to go on the buildings and makes money off of that. So what Trump is actually good at now, and what he's built his new fortune on, is marketing. And one of the ways that you do marketing is flame wars.
Yeah.
You out of nowhere go out and go, Rosie O'Donnell's a flat slob. And then the whole country's talking about, can you believe what Trump said about O'Donnell?
Right.
So now Sarah Palin has realized, hey, you know what, that's actually a really good idea. And so she's going and doing this across the country.
Right. Well, in fairness, I think she came across this accidentally. I think that, everyone who I've talked to, and now the Alaska bloggers, hi guys, they have been emailing me and talking to me. People who grew up with her, know her personally, have been emailing me. I mean, it's this whole thing. And what they've told me is that she actually, this just comes, let's say it comes naturally to her. Mm-hmm. She really does. She can't stay above the fray. Let's put it that way. She kind of has to answer to this stuff. She, likes getting back at people. She loves revenge. And I mean, this is really, and a lot of her flame wars are not about people just being disgusting. It's about people who have wronged her, or disagree with her, because she can't tell the difference between an opponent and an enemy. It's the same thing to her.
Right.
So everybody just deserves both barrels.
Right, and that's why in the old days her nickname was Barracuda. Right? And so you get a sense of which. So now check out Tina's enemies list on the Top Vlog.
Yes. You want to go to my website to actually see the list and see all the names and see if you can think of some that are, that should be there. TinaDupuy.com, and I'm sure we're going to get the spelling. Could we have any weirder names on this?